until disaster to find out that your systems don't work. What I want you to do is check out behind me. I'm down at the beach, and what we've got is just a huge amount of flotsam or foam coming off the ocean. And the reason for that is that all of the rain that we've had here in the Northern Rivers. So we're about 2 hours south of Brisbane. Brisbane's flooded. Lismore is about 45 minutes from here. It is flooded. It was flooded so bad, like that the McDonald's sign almost went under, and the McDonald's sign is like 12 meters. It's tall. It's so tall. But what's been interesting is just seeing how things that people were expecting to work haven't worked because there's been so much strain on the system. That phone calls to the police, phone calls to the state emergency service were just being answered, and people were being told, look, we can't get to you. We can't get to you. One story I heard, don't know if it's true, but they were told, look, just climb up the tallest tree and tie your kids to the tree. The tree will be higher than the flood levels. We'll get to you when we can. It's like, whoa, imagine being that person receiving that information. It's like, whoa, okay, that is not what you'd hope. But in these overwhelming catastrophes, this is not the time to find out that systems don't work. And they know about this. I'm sure they know that if they have, X number of phone calls, let's say it's more than 500 phone calls now or 5,000 phone calls now, whatever that number is, then the system will be exceeded and some people will not be able to get help. This is the same in your business. Like in your business, how your systems work when everything's working well is one thing. But as you start to run into problems, then you get to find out how well you play systems. And if you don't do that well, like you're like, yeah, I need everything to work perfectly in order for us to run on our systems, and as soon as things start going wrong, then we're in trouble, then that's not such a great thing to be. You want your systems robust. You want your systems adaptable. You want them to be flexible. You want them to be able to be so strong that they can withhold disaster and still keep working, that you can lose half your workforce and still come back and work. This is important, and this comes down to the structural integrity of your systems. If your systems are all designed in different ways, if they're all set up by different people, then there will not be much robustness to those systems running in your business. Ideally, you want them all set up the same way. And that way you can do several things, that even when the pressure is on, things are going wrong, that your teams know how to run the systems of the business. If you allow people just to create whatever they want, they will invariably come up with a many multitude of ways of doing things. This is not that good. This is not that good. What you want is a way of having your systems work that no matter what is going on, they work. And let me give you a hint. There's two things that the systems must do. One is they must document the procedures. Like, what's the work of the system? What needs to be done? And second, you got to track what the results are. Now, some of those results are not going to be the final results. They might just be intermediate results, but you still want to track them on the way to getting those final results. Now, you get those two things dialed in, you track those two things, now you got systems that are adaptable, are flexible, and hold up under stress and strain. So when you run into a disaster situation, and this isn't even a disaster situation, this is just a lot of flotsam on the beach, but out there, there's at least some major damage, some major carnage that has occurred just from the weather. So a lot of businesses are just not going to make it back because their systems game cannot cope with a natural disaster. Some will. Some have a solid systems game, and even though they might have a giant mess to clean up, once that gets going, like once they've sorted out the mess, then they're back up and running. And that comes down to one thing, their systems. Alright, that's all I got for you today. I'm going to go grab some pizza for my kids. We are having a chilled night at home, playing some board games. Super excited for this. Thanks for tuning in today. Look forward to seeing you next episode as we continue this journey into how our systems create results. See you then.